Let's talk labels. Since we're starting a clean eating lifestyle, we really shouldn't be looking at labels, right? Well, we are going to have to make our way through the grocery store and down the aisle, so we will have to look at labels and understand what we're looking at. The good thing is, when we look at a label, we typically go straight to the calories and we look at the nutritional information. And when we're eating clean foods, we're really not calculating our calories, so the calories is not the main thing that I want you to focus on. There are three things that I do want you to pay attention to on the labels when you're in the grocery store. The first thing is the ingredients. We want the fewest ingredients possible for the cleanest eating. The ingredients list is listed with what's the highest amount in the food is listed first, and they go in descending order. So that's the very first thing we're going to look at. And we're going to look at several foods that I have behind me straight from the grocery store and go through some of the nutritional value for them and some good choices so that when you're looking for a bread or a yogurt, you know exactly what to select. The second thing we're going to look at is sodium. Sodium is huge. We eat so much sodium in today's diet. The American Heart Association recommends that we eat 2,300 milligrams of sodium on a daily basis. That's at the very most. That is a teaspoon of salt. That's a ton, especially when we're talking about some of the veggies that we're going to roast. If you're going to throw a teaspoon on them, you're really going to have way too much. 2,300 milligrams is the most, but they really recommend, especially if you're over 51 or if you have signs of heart disease, only 1,500 milligrams of sodium. So that's not very much. 75% of the sodium that we consume comes in all of our processed packaged foods or restaurant foods. A lot of times people go to restaurants, order soup, thinking they're eating healthy and they're doing really good on their diet. Meanwhile, they are loaded with sodium. Sodium leads to high blood pressure and heart disease. So we really want to be careful of some of the sodiums that we pick in our foods from the grocery stores that do have labels in them. And the third thing that I want you to look at is sugar. Sugar is everywhere. It's hidden in foods. We can get some natural, we can get some added. It's hidden throughout a lot of different foods that we eat. It's thrown in all the junk food and goodies and those things that make us feel good and give us that dopamine rush and keep us craving it and wanting more and keep that vicious cycle going on and on. The American Heart Association recommends that we have 25 grams of sugar a day. That's 5 teaspoons if you're a woman. If you're a man, the recommendation is 36 milligrams, which is 9 teaspoons. They recommend not more than half of that daily allowance come from added sugars. So when you look at the line on your nutritional label, you see total sugar. It can come from added sugar or it can come from natural sugar that we find in fruit. We don't know, it's all combined. But we do know that half of that number, which for a woman, 12.5 grams, is the most that can come from that added sugar. Added sugar contains absolutely no nutritional value at all. It leads to obesity, heart disease, and can also risk diabetes in the future. So those are the three things that we're going to look at on every label. We're going to look at the ingredients, we're going to watch our sodium and our sugar intake. Everything else we're going to have in line because we're under portion control with our healthy eating diet, which I absolutely love. And once you get used to it, it'll become like second nature. You won't have to think about it. You won't have to worry how much of anything to have. You'll remember how many carbs or what a serving size of carbs is, or what a serving size of fruit and vegetables is and how to get those in. Are you ready? Let's go ahead and navigate my store.